Hello everyone. I hope you all are good. From today we will start our mains answer writing session. These are the some answers which I have written earlier. So I will start from this only so that you will have an idea like how to write an answer, how to write an effective answer. Okay. See, before writing an answer, you should have to keep something in mind, like of how much marks it is. Okay, so is it of 10 marks? Is it of 15 marks? So according to that, you have to distribute your time. And always keep in mind if it is of 10 minutes, then you have hardly 7 minutes to answer. Maximum, I'm saying, including reading your question, 7 minutes. Okay, and if it is 15 minutes, then you can take up to 10 minutes. So now you can understand the time limitation here. Fine. Whenever you will, whenever you will, going to answer, you have to read the question twice. Okay, you have to read the question twice, and you have to underline. You have to underline the important keywords, whatever is getting asked in the question, so that your mind will be ready with the data, because once you will start writing, there is no much time left with you to rethink and retrieve the data. Or if you started in the wrong direction, it will be very troublesome for you, because time is very limited and you can't take the risk, like just putting so much time, like 15 minutes in one question, and at the last you are missing 5-10 questions. So due to this, you will be out of the race. So your answer should be effective. First of all, it should be effective, clear, crisp and precise. Fine. Now now when you start the question, now how you have to approach, see, you have to first write the introduction part should always be there. Fine. It should not be more than 3 or to 5 lines, it depends. Okay, then the body part will come. Here your major chunk will be written, and always conclude with proper conclusion. If I will tell you the marking scheme, see, if it is of 10 mark, then definitely 2.5 went to your introduction. Although in 2.5 you will get around 1.5 or 1 marks in mains answer writing, that is a different thing. And here it will be around your 5, and again this will be your 2.5. So generally what happens, here you will get around 1 mark, here you will get around 1.5 mark. Okay, and here you will get around 3 marks. So that's why the people used to get around 5 and 5.5 out of 10. Now the issue with all the coaching centers which I have told you, like they will just tell you, okay, here you have written those things wrong. Yeah, here you can make it better by including those points. But they will never give you, okay, this is the answer, and if you write this particular answer, you will get 8 out of 10. No. So this is a kind of I just personally feel it's a kind of a scam. So directly then I have started analyzing on my own and started writing the answers. Okay, so let's start with one answer today. Okay, see, so this is the question. The what question is saying, we have to read it at least twice, and again this is of your 10 marks question. Okay, enumerates the indirect taxes which have been subsumed in the goods and services tax in India. Also comment on the revenue implication of the GST introduced in India since July 2017. Okay, so what it is saying, कि we have to enumerate the indirect tax. Okay, that is fine. And after that, it is saying which have been subsumed in the goods and services tax. It means there are some other taxes before GST, but after GST, it gets subsumed, means it is now inside the GST itself. Correct? So we have to talk about those also. So now you will understand the importance of having the data, like it's kind of prelims data. Correct? You will come to know like central excise data duty was earlier there, but now it is not there. Now comment on the revenue implication of GST introduced in India. And so after the implication, what happened? Okay, to the revenue of India after July 2017. ठीक है, so here it is just saying the implications of it, so it is not saying directly the negative and positive cons of it. So we have to write a balanced answer here. Okay, so now how I have started, the goods and service tax GST is an indirect comprehensive destination based tax. Okay, so that what I have told you, like crisp and precise it is. Comprehensive destination based tax that is levied on every value addition. So the word value addition. Okay, fine. So now the GST Act was the 101st Constitutional Amendment Act, definitely, as it is saying about July 2017. Now how it comes, it should be in the intro part only. Okay, or intro part, you can say that is much is in the intro part. Now it's a kind of your body has been started. Okay, after that you will talk about the GST which has been subsumed. Okay, so now while talking about it, what it is asking, indirect tax which has been subsumed. So now what I have done, I have bifurcated like the central tax and state tax separately. Okay, so that the examiner will know, okay, the person has the clear cut idea regarding the central tax and state tax also. Okay, fine. So the GST Act was the 101st Constitutional Amendment Act which came into effect on 1st July 2017. Okay, now the GST which subsumed central tax is central excise duty, additional excise duty, service tax, special additional duty of custom. Now you won't have to describe all those things again, it's only for 10 marks and the time limitations are there. Okay, so you have to just beautifully introduce it, just talk about a bit about the GST and what are the things subsumed under GST for central tax. So that we have discussed here. And the next page, now GST which subsumed state tax. So that is state value add tax, VAT, entertainment tax, purchase tax, luxury tax, tax on lottery and gambling. Okay, fine. So now what questions has asked here? Okay, see, now it is asking you for the revenue implication of the GST. Correct, revenue implication. So what we have done, first of all, we have introduced that you are able to see, and we came up to the body a bit about the GST and Amendment Acts, and here it has asked you for the subsumed one. So we have talked about the central one, we have talked about the state one. Okay, now it is saying comment on the revenue implications. So if you will go like that, the examiner will easily able to find out the things. Okay, now the aspirant is talking about the implication of GST, and I have just keep it in the box so that it will be a highlighted thing for him. And you should not underline each and every word. So whatever you feel like most important and appropriate, you have to include it. Okay, so now here, according to the economic survey I have utilized, because these are the valid data. So if it is better, you will tell them the reference. Okay, otherwise it will be like a vague value from where you are taking. Okay, so if either it's some World Bank report, some IMF report or economic survey report, okay, talk about those things. Okay, according to the economic survey, there has been an improvement in the tax to GDP ratio. The tax to GDP is the important one I have underlined. Okay, So in the same way, I have written something like gross tax revenue as a portion of GDP has declined. So that time I have read those things. But suppose if you don't know these things, skip it. You won't have to write something wrong. Okay, so that is enough. This point is enough if you don't have these things in your mind. But again, I will say ki when you are preparing and while you have cleared the prelims and going for mains, at that particular time these such kind of knowledge should be enriched. So enrichment of those such kind of points will be required. Fine. Now again, like implications it is talking about. Again, so we have talked like, okay, ratio has been increased, that is good, but these issues are coming. Then after that, very few states witness increased in revenue collection. So generally revenue collection of state has been decreased after the implementation of GST. So only Andhra Pradesh and some northeastern states are able to increase, rest revenue is getting decreased. So again, it's a implication of it. Fine. Now we have to conclude it. Okay, now we have to conclude it. So we have to give a positive conclusion. It's not like everything went very wrong. Okay, we have talked about each and everything, but when we give the conclusion, we have to give the future aspect. Again, we have to talk on a positive side also, or on a balance side also. Okay, fine, these things went wrong, but by seeing these things, we can definitely say ki on a long run it will be very positive insights. It will give you very positive insights. Okay, so what I have written, while it may appear that GST hasn't got the expected revenue collection, but it eliminates the cascading of taxes. So yes, this word I should underline: cascading of taxes and reduce transactional and operational cost. So cascading of tax means tax on tax. Okay, so earlier at every stage you have to give the tax, but now only at the value addition you have to give the tax. Again, I will like to show you. You see here how I have written the introduction part. Here you will come to know I have written like tax that is levied on the every value addition. So if only at the value addition we are giving the tax. Okay, now okay, let me give you some example. Suppose there is a raw material of 100 rupees. Okay, for making a, you can say this UPSC copy. Okay, and after binding it like this, the cost will turn to 125. And suppose 5% tax is there, or suppose 10% tax is there. So for this 100, 10% tax needs to be done given. So it will around 110 now. And now it's for 125, again you have to give the 10% tax, suppose. So now it's 12.5. So when we add the complete one, like what is the tax, here you will able to find 12.5 plus 10, it's 22.5. But what is the value addition here? Only 25 rupees. So this is 10. Now on 25 only we have to give the 10% tax. So it means now it's 10 plus 25 ka 10% is 2.5. So total tax will be 12.5 rupees only instead of 22.5. So at the end user, like you and me who are going to purchase this book, we have to spend 10 rupees less. So this is the cascading thing. Okay, so that's why I have written the word every value addition. So tax that is levied on every value addition. I hope it is clear. So the same thing here, it is written in the so same thing here, it is written like cascading of taxes. Okay, in your conclusion part, and reduce transaction and operation cost, and connect it with like things like thereby enhancing the ease of doing business. As we know, ease of doing business is increasing in India. So this is one of the main reason, and catalyzing the Make in India campaigns. Okay, now if the ease of doing business, due to the ease of doing business, obviously the new company will come in India and start manufacturing. So it will boost Make in India also. So we have connected the GST with operational cost, cascading, like reduced transactional, connected with the ease of doing business, again Make in India campaign. So it makes your answer a holistic answer. So I hope you have liked this initiative. If you have like it. So just please like, share and subscribe, so that it will motivate me to come up with various other lectures. See, again, I have many other questions for you all. So requesting you to likes and subscribe and do comments. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.